All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a good weekend, had a beautiful Christmas holiday, and is ready to get back to work tomorrow in the market. All right, so as you know, you're joining me on Sunday, and on Sunday, we do Eric's Best Picks. So I didn't do my recap of Friday's show. I thought with the truncated week and the Christmas holiday, I would wrap the recap of Eric's Sunday's best picks from last Sunday, wrap it into this show, and then we'll give you that three new stocks going into this week, which I think will outperform the overall market. All right, as you know, anyone who watches the show, we do a little bit of recap of the SPY, take a look at some key levels to watch. Then we will do the three stocks. And again, guys, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. All right, everyone, let's do this. Let's check out the SPY. Okay, so all right, so on Monday, as you know, we did that 52-week high on the SPY. We did the spinning top. Wasn't too fond of this move. We had hit that upper Bollinger Band mid-session, kind of closed near the lower half of that candle. The next few days we had gapped up and then sold off. And then Thursday, that half day, guys, we had a really good day. I was actually surprised that we finished strong like that. But if you look at some of your smaller names in your portfolio, you probably noticed that we underperformed. In fact, the Russell 2000 didn't do so well as the other three indices. So going into tomorrow, what to expect over the SPY, it's really hard to say. My opinion is just, look at these levels, and that's all we need to look at. So if we start seeing a gap below or a gap down below that 10 SMA, there's a high probability that we are going to test Monday's low. If that were to happen, we would hit this lower Bollinger Band. And then if that were to happen, we could see some sort of cascading domino effect where we probably hit this 50-day moving average at some point, okay? But contrary to that, if we see a gap and go, we get some good economic data, there's, an overall bullish sentiment, we start, getting up higher than Thursday's close, we start hitting this upper Bollinger Band. We are so close to these 52-week highs, there's probably going to be very little selling going into the end of the year at this point. All that tax loss selling, all that's most likely behind us. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do gap, we start taking out Thursday's high, that we start hitting this upper Bollinger Band, and it wouldn't really surprise me if we make a run at that 52-week high in the SPY. All right, guys, so watch those key levels again. See how we gap, see how the market reacts to them. Don't overreact, and then play off those key levels, okay? And you should be fine. All right, with that, let's go over the three stocks that I did mention from last Sunday, and we'll see how they fared real quickly, and then we'll go into the three stocks that are setting up technically really nice going into tomorrow for the week, okay? First one, ALT, didn't have a very good week, and that's because the FDA came out with a little bit of a, they wanted a little more information from the company. It did gap down. It did close higher than the open, so that's always a decent sign. But it didn't do as well as I had hoped, and that again, it was a lot to do with that letter that we received from the FDA. So again, we did open at 12.50 on ALT, close at 11.45, or a $1.05 loss for the week. Okay. But we are at this 9 SMA right here. We're at a little bit of support. If you're in the name, just watch it very carefully. If we start taking out Thursday's low tomorrow, watch for a continued selling. And then quite the contrary, if we start seeing a little bit of a buy, a little bit of a bid, then we know that letter that we did receive was already priced in, and we'll probably see higher pricing going forward, okay? That is ALT. Next stock that I had recommended on the show was SGBX. SGBX had a decent week. It had opened at 481. It did close at 515, or a gain of 34 cents. Not too bad on such a small little micro cap company like SGBX. Next stock on the list that looks pretty good, did really well, still looks pretty good going forward, is GIK. So GIK opened up at $11.15 last Monday, did close at $14.07. So we did have an almost a $3 gain. We were almost at a 350 to a $4 gain at one point last week, but did settle at 1407 as a close. So watch for a continuation, probably another run at that 52-week high coming up. So if you're in the name, congratulations. I think this one's going a lot higher. Just be patient. If you did get in when I told you when I told you to do so, just you just follow those stop losses going forward. Okay, that's GIK. All right, guys. So with those three in the books, the recap of those, it wasn't too bad of a week. We were up $3 on one, up 34 cents on the other, and then a loss of $1.05 due to that letter from the FDEA. All right, so let's go into the three stocks that look really good. First one is one that we have played in the past. All right, and we did really well on this one, and we're going back in. It's XERS. So as you can see, XERS is hitting this upper Bollinger Band. We're above this value area high. That 10 is just now crossing that 50-day moving average, and that 200-day moving average is way below us. So as anyone who watches the show knows, that 10 price needs to be above that 10. That 10 has to be above that 50, and that 50 has to be above that 200 in order for that nice bullish chart, and that's what we have. We're starting to form that. Again, we're above that value area high, and we're in this new value area, guys. We're outside of that zone where 70% of the shares have been trading, and there's very little resistance going forward, in my opinion. If you take a look in this histogram, as price goes higher, there's going to be less and less resistance, and we'll probably see 52-week highs in the upcoming couple of months here, and that's XERS. Be a buyer on Monday on this one, and then use use that 492 right down here where it happens to be that 10 SMA as you're out. Any close below that 492, I would be out of XERS. All right, next stock that looks really good going into tomorrow. It's one that we've never played, is GNSS. GNSS, take a look, guys. Again, here's one where that 10 is above that 50 and that 50 is above that 200. We're above this value area high. We're so close to that 52-week high right here. Everything's looking really good. I do want to bring this up on a few other charts just to get some confirmation on my bullish thesis on this. Price is above that 9 SMA right here. Price needs to be above that 9 SMA for another bullish indicator. And then finally, that 513 EMA chart. That 5 is above that 13. We're just crossing it now on that, where that 5 is above the 13. As you know, anybody who watches it, that when the 5 EMA is above that 13 EMA, that represents a bullish indicator, in my opinion. All right, last one on the list for tomorrow, one that we haven't played in the past. It's FUV. FUV here, guys. Take a look. FUV. Here's another one that we're above this value area high. Again, the value area is where 70% of the shares had been traded. We're in this new value area. The 10 is above, price is above the 10. The 10 is above the 50, and that 50 is above that 200. We need that set up for a nice bullish chart. Again, we're hitting that upper Bollinger Band, but we're not crazy over it. I love this setup right here. So again, watch for a takeout or open buy right at the open on Monday, and then use any close right below that 10 SMA. And that goes for all of these picks that I've given you for the week. Any close below that 10 SMA has to be your stop price. Okay, guys? FUV, be a buyer at the open, and then we will do a recap on all these names going into Friday. Again, here we go. Here's that 513 EMA chart on FUV. That 5 is clearly above that 13 EMA, another bullish indicator. And then finally, let's take a look at the price action above that 9 SMA on that weekly. As you can see, the 9 SMA is all the way down here at $11.36. We're all the way up here. I do think we are going to make a new 52-week high in the upcoming weeks in FUV. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I'm hoping everyone had a great Christmas. Again, my name is Eric, and if you do like the show and you just happen to be watching it, please go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. I try to give you ins, outs, when to get stopped out, why we're getting into the names. And hopefully, guys, the reason why I like doing this is, number one, I do have a passion, and secondly, I'd like to teach people how to trade, and this way you can start trading your own setups and start making your money, making your own money on your own, and not having to listen to me or anyone else that you may come across on the internet. All right. So there's something very empowering about learning how to trade on your own. Again, my name is Eric. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Please be a subscriber. We do go over the SPY every day after the market close, and we try to give you 2 or 3 stocks going into the next day, and then we see how those stocks fared. All right, thank you so much for joining me again, and we'll see you tomorrow after the close. And remember, trade smart and be safe.